Forward now.
Halo campaign Evolved looks like it's running into some issues at launch, and I can't say that I'm surprised based off of the red flags that I saw going into this launch. We'll start with Pirate Nation, who says some people who paid more to play Halo campaign Evolved 5 days early and bought the premium upgrade are currently unable to play the game. So first off, before I even go any further,
a lot of people are having game-breaking bugs.
Every time I do a story covering this, I take a moment to say, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Do not spend extra money and encourage these companies to do this bullshit.
You are literally paying extra money to be a beta tester.
This is them using the technology of digital downloads to now withhold the information and data and games from you for a higher price, where they couldn't do it at retail before, because retail, the stores get them and they put them for sale. They had a street date, they put them for sale. They couldn't reserve them for, this first week it costs more, and then the next week it costs less. No. It's like they just street date, they sell it. With the digital downloads, now they're doing these funny business behind the scenes of, how can we get even? I know we're already bending people over. How do we bend them over even further? How do we get even more money for this? Instead of launching, they're getting a "you're too early" error that points to the full July 28th release date.
I had no idea this was a thing that was happening. I watched Camelot play it, Camelot 331, and he gave it a 6 out of 10.
The issue mainly affects people who purchased the premium upgrade. Halo support has confirmed they're investigating the problem. And here is the error message that they get. We know you really want to get started, but you'll have to wait a bit longer. Check Microsoft Store for the launch date. See Microsoft Store. And they already bought the bisexual lighting edition of Halo campaign Evolved, which just a quick reminder, guys. I had concerns going into this being like, with this team behind it, with Halo Studios.
If you bought into this shit thinking that it was going to be amazing, it was going to be generation defining, you kind of get what you deserve, you know?
And pushing propaganda on social media like this with Master Chief and the original looking like a legendary all-timer game, and then changing the planet in the background from perfectly blue and fine to a hint. Hey, it's red in the game, guys.
Dude, and it actually in the game is so bad. The lighting is so bad. There's this weird fuzziness on everything that is actually just like AI. It's straight up AI. I told people before this game really got talked about, whenever they were first marketing it, I was like, hey man, this first trailer looks like they used AI. And they did. Everybody told me that I was wrong. I got so much hate. And it turns out I was fucking right. But anyway, there's this one part. The lighting is bad through the whole thing. There's a bunch of weird gay lighting. There's like harsh lighting that if you got two lights in one room, one light on one side, one light on the other, you can see the hard line where the lights change. That's not how lighting works. Whenever lights combine like that, the colors combine and fade. But not in the gay games. But there's one particular level. It's when you're fighting the flood and you're like down in the swamp area. I forget what it's called. And there's just so many different colored lights through every section. And it's just super harsh and in your face and lights up everything. And it's so bad, dude. I have got so many complaints and I love it.
They're just correcting an error, right? That's all they're doing. Idle Sloth. People who bought the premium upgrade for Halo Campaign Evolved Early Access can't play the game. And they tag Halo support.
You get what you deserve.
Seconds. This is the actual attempting to play.
Don't pre-order. Don't buy early access.
You're too early. Report a problem. Yeah, I think we have a problem here. It's a big problem. We got the Desembro with just this screenshot. Microsoft account login To play Halo Campaign Evolved, you'll need to sign in with a Microsoft account and link it to your Steam account. On the next screen, follow the instructions to complete the linking process.
Fuck Microsoft!
I hate the Microsoft linking.
Anti-coffee gamer. Early access is still a ripoff no matter which company provides it. I'm glad this is happening to those gamers who refuse to face reality and lack any respect for themselves. Please, I'm begging you guys, anytime a company does this 3-day early access or 5-day or 1 week, do not fall for it, because by purchasing it,
it's
you're
a
encouraging
scam.
them to do this more and make it even worse as time goes on. The enshittification of gaming is real. OJ Player Essence.
Dude, the amount of people, okay, it's recently come out that Game Pass was an absolute failure. They are under half of what they were projecting that they were supposed to be this year. They were supposed to have 77 million users. They have about 30 million. That's so bad. But I still got people online shitting all over me, saying that I'm just a hater. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? They're the ones who were saying that it failed.
Halo Campaign Evolved opens up at a 81 on Metacritic. I'm guessing the removal of competitive multiplayer was an issue. I never would have anticipated.
How did it get an 81? There's got to be so many people that just gave it a 10 out of 10 when it didn't deserve it. So many people do that too. When they like a game, they give it a 10 out of 10. They don't actually give it a real review. That's why I don't listen to reviews. That's why I don't look at scores to determine what I'm going to enjoy. I mean, just look at the Odyssey. That's the worst case. But people will do that. It's like they actually think that the game is a 7 out of 10, but they'll give it a 10 out of 10. I don't know why people do that. Cognitive dissonance or something, maybe? I don't know. Because they don't realize that they actually enjoyed other games a lot more, but for some reason they just give everything they like a 10 out of 10. It's ridiculous. Even my favorite games, I don't give 10 out of 10. There are some games I'll give a 10 out of 10 that I like less than my favorite games that I give 7 out of 10. There are games that I give a 4 out of 10 that I still fucking love, even though I know they're garbage. Resident Evil 5 is a hard 7 out of 10. That's one of my favorite games. It's in my top 5 of all time.
Splatoon Raiders being the same score as a mainline Halo title. Look at how the mighty have fallen. Halo Campaign Evolved with the critic reviews an 81. That is pathetic. Pathetic. How do you mess it up? This is like an all-timer. One of the greatest games ever created. How do you already have, it's like, it's already there. It's mapped out. The game is done. How do you fuck it up so bad that it's an 81?
Dude, the original is better. The anniversary edition is better. Not the anniversary on launch, but we're not at the launch of the anniversary edition anymore. It's been fixed. Master Chief Collection, I'd say Master Chief Collection now is an 8 out of 10. This game right here is not an 8 out of 10. These people are fucking insane. It's probably a 6 out of 10.
That's impressive. Like, sure, an 81 is a good score. It is. But we're talking Halo. This is like a game that the pantheons of gaming's greatest games up at the 99 or 100 percentile. And
I don't think that Halo 1 is a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. I'd say that maybe Halo 2 and 3 are 9 out of 10. The first Halo is an 8 out of 10, especially now.
This is getting a 81. And next to Splatoon Raiders, which I really, got to be honest, wasn't expecting much out of. And an 81 is pretty much what I would have pinned that at.
I heard it's the best Splatoon.
1-for-1 graphical remake on PlayStation with no changes to gameplay. They give it a higher score. 1-for-1 graphical remake on Xbox with new missions and changes to gameplay. They take 16 points away. This is the Xbox tax in its purest form. Halo Combat Evolved, a 97. Halo Campaign Evolved, an 81. And would you look at this? Demon Souls, PS3.
I think Halo Combat Evolved does not deserve a 97. Great game. Actually, literally one of my favorite games of all time. It does not deserve a 97. I don't think that any game actually deserves a 97. Maybe like Resident Evil 4, but still, that's pushing it.
An 89. And then the remake of Demon Souls on PS5, a 92. So it is possible to remake the game and have it be better. Cablecast, the definitive way to play Halo in 2026 is to play Halo 2001 or Halo PC 2003.
Yep.
I'm not going to even argue with that. He's right. The Red Dragon. Oh, Lord. Halo is teasing the 70s. Halo campaign Devolved, one of the worst rated in the entire series. Nice job, Asha. Even Halo 5 Guardians scored higher. What?
What the fuck? Okay.
Quote, if we lose our way with Halo, we lose our way with Xbox.
Yep. More layoffs incoming.
Phil Spencer, an 81. An 81. And then going over to the early adopters just on Steam. And there's already almost 20,000 people just on Steam alone.
Oh, boy.
That have paid additional money to get early access to this game. So I have a feeling, even with all the negative feedback and the reviews that are okay, like an 81 is nothing to scoff at. Again, I already know there are people going to be in the comments that are like, 81's fine. Like, what are you knocking at 81? 81's a good game. It's not Halo. This is like, you need to understand what this game is. Halo is not an 81. Halo is a 95 plus. Like, that's how good Halo needs to be. This is a remake of the original. What are we doing here? And yes, there's a lot of people that are playing it. So I have a feeling when this does go for everyone, it's going to be in the probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it reaches 150 concurrent, maybe even more than that at this rate. Maybe it gets to 200, 250. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be playing this game. And that's just on Steam. Never mind.
I think when more people jump in, we're going to have a lot more bugs and issues come to light.
On Xbox and PlayStation. Going over to look at some of the Steam reviews. As of right now, it is mixed and people are not loving it with 397 reviews. Login failed, cannot play the single player game as servers are overloaded. It's
what?
A single player game. Screw your DRM. Combat was not evolved. This needs to be illegal. I know I feel like I say that every time I make a video. You should not legally be able to develop a game as a single player campaign with no online component and then not let people play the game because the servers are overloaded.
I wonder when they're going to add microtransactions to make up the costs. I guarantee you it's going to happen.
Even though it's a single player game. This one was refunded. There is genuine talent and passion in this game, but it is drowned out by all its issues. The biggest and most overarching one being the lack of clear design direction and motivation for the entire thing. Bungie knew what
and it's very inconsistent.
They wanted their players to have and curated the music, gameplay, and art style to suit that vision. Halo Studios is attempting to do it backwards, piecing together puzzle pieces from other games and trying to figure out what game they want to make. But you can't try to force a bunch of loose pieces together and expect a beautiful puzzle that will hold up under scrutiny.
I watched Camelot beat the whole thing in a night, got to the credits, and dude, the credits were so long, and there were so many names that were obviously not American. It was like most of the names. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? This is an American culture game made by the American culture. The original, I mean. But this new one was made by, like, everybody else around the world.
Until they find their vision and build around it, whether it's a new game or another remake, it will never truly be Halo. This one, recommended. Receive product for free. Of course they're going to recommend it. This one, not recommended. Yes, the game just came out, but it shouldn't be a trend for a game to always come out severely broken. With constant crashes, graphical shimmering effect with fast movement inability to disable upscaling. Call me a boomer, but I miss when games came out in a playable state without patches needed. Do they not playtest games anymore? And they included their PC specs. So, and there are some positive reviews as well, to be fair.
You know what I bet they do? I bet they run an AI system to playtest their games rather than getting real humans. And the AI will tell you, oh yeah, it's great. We played through it and beat it without any issues.
So it's not all people hating it, but I do find it curious that there seems to be a lot of negative reviews for this over on Steam, enough to make it mixed. Over on Metacritic, Halo campaign evolved.
They're just
on
haters.
PS5 with an 81, generally favorable critic reviews, and going down to the scores. Daily Star, do they even cover video games? I've never even heard of Meow PlayStation. Everyeye.it. What are these sites? Games.ch? Survivor? What? Metro? DualShocker is the first one I've really even heard of. DualShockers gives it a 65.
Ooh.
Halo Campaign Evolved brings back one of the coolest FPS experience of all time, and it looks better than ever. Unfortunately, some PS5 specific headaches and bad performance issues are currently holding it back in major ways.
Dude, people saying that it looks better than ever. They're full of shit. They are completely full of shit. What? This is choice supportive bias at its worst, man. There's like AI fuzz all over everything. The effects are obviously generated with AI. The graphics are AI. The cutscenes are garbage. It was extremely, extremely jittery. And it had that weird thing with the AI movement where it's like not pop-in, but it's like stop motion that games that use AI have a huge problem with, where the characters aren't really moving, they're being generated to move or to appear like they're moving.
This is on Reddit. IGN review. Halo Campaign Evolved doesn't always feel like an essential remake, and they give it a 7 out of 10. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but here's just their quick video coverage of it. Let's listen to them.
Good to see you, Master Chief.
You can tell a single-player campaign is truly great when revisiting it sparks a similar joy as your very first run, even when you remember how it all plays out beat by beat. Pistol shots on scrambling grunts, sticking elites with plasma grenades, popping flood like bubble wrap with an assault rifle. Halo Campaign Evolved rekindled the familiar feeling of playing the original on a rented Xbox at my grandma.
Not gonna lie, watching this does bring back a lot of amazing memories. So the glitter of
that's
of
the problem.
video is
It's nostalgia bait.
amazing, but curious to see why they give it a 7.
House in 2001. But as much as I adore Halo's campaign with its simple yet thoughtful combat design, you can only play the hits so often. When the base game, the Anniversary Edition, through the Master Chief Collection are all readily available in 2026, it's easy to see this remake as more of an Unreal Engine test than anything else. There's a new batch of skulls.
Cash grab.
I mean, that's a really good point too. He just names like 5 other versions of the game you can already play and are available that most people already own. So that's
the problem. That's the problem right there. Most people already own. They're not paying more money to them, so they got to charge them more money by releasing slop.
Yes, cool, and the graphics are good. We'll say they're very good. Even
no,
why
they're not?
Like, why go out of your way?
They seem good whenever you're just watching a video, but whenever you get actually into the gameplay, you start noticing the issues.
Spending was it $50 for this game when most people already own it in a different version that is perfectly suitable to play already.
And 3
and it's better
missions to sweeten the deal, which are a fun few hours to blast through, but the changes outside the graphical overhaul are otherwise subtle.
Probably not going to bring up the fact that there is a fucking girl boss that is just the same type of character as the girl boss in the new Gears game.
Neither tangibly improving nor detracting from what I played 25 years ago. So while it
is cool that they added prequel missions, though, like that right there
is pretty cool. I haven't seen those yet, but I do know about the girl boss.
Big selling point.
To see the ways in which Halo has aged well, we've been down this road many times before.
The eldest of rings.
There aren't really any surprises here for
I like that.
Those who played Halo before. Master Chief awakens as the UNSC flagship is invaded by the alien Covenant, and he escapes by landing on a mysterious ring planet. In its twists and turns through various biomes and chromed out Forerunner halls, you uncover the truth about Halo itself, paving the way for the rest of the series. It's a clean, no-nonsense story that's refreshingly simple in retrospect, and it's nice to be reminded that Master Chief...
How are they going to do Halo 2? Apparently they're doing a Halo 2 remake. Halo 2 was already kind of broken. Are they gonna do it like Halo 2 but even more broken?
Alongside Cortana, embodied the sense.
Bro, what are we doing with this Cortana design? That is a dude. What?
She looks like she sounds like She looks like nasally, like the young version of Mrs. Fowl, but a dude.
What are we doing here? Why? Who greenlit this? When
Women.
I see this, I can't help but see this and this. Like,
I can't help but to see Germa. She just looks like Germa, and once you see it, you can't unsee it.
How how did this happen? Like, this is a big deal, a huge deal. This is enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm not touching that game. Just this.
I wouldn't pay $5 for it.
To a female form. And what should Cortana be? And they turned her into what looks to me like a fucking trans dude. What did they?
Yeah, that's the point.
Thinking?
That's what they were thinking.
Why? This is my probably biggest grievance in all of it. I know that sounds silly to say, but
try playing
it. Why? How? Who greenlit this? Again, how? I want names. I want to know who saw this design and was like, run it. Like, no, find me that fucking person. I want to know who that was.
I want to know what Asha Sharma's reaction was to this whenever she saw it, because it was too late. The game was already done by the time Asha Sharma got in. She probably saw this and was just like, God damn it. Yeah, well, I guess we have to release it, but fuck. Don't do this again. I hope that's what happened.
Sentiment that dudes rock, especially when the music starts kicking in just before the action heats up. Campaign Evolved includes some brand new cutscenes that teeter between kind of hokey to just fine. For example, pulling up to the beachfront in a Pelican for the silent cartographer has a little extra gravity, but I do miss that original first-person flying. While the one at the bow of the Pillar of Autumn for the opening mission doesn't really have the same sense of urgency.
Yeah, it's so sad too, because like the Cortana shit, you fuck up Cortana, I can't even focus on the rest of everything this game has. Like I'm already out. I'm like, sorry, bro. I'm out. I'm not even gonna keep watching. I'm like that.
Yeah, just wait.
I'm out.
Yeah, just wait until you find out about all the fuzziness, because it's everywhere, and sometimes it's way worse.
Next game. Sorry. Bye. And this is coming from. I'm not going to pretend to be like the biggest Halo fan on planet Earth, but it's one of my favorite games. And I've played the absolute shit out of Halo. I used to do LAN parties with my brothers back when I was living in Massachusetts on multiple TVs. Yeah,
particularly Halo 3 and Halo Reach for me. Love those games. I probably put 1,000 hours into just playing Forge World and Sandbox in Halo 3. I love the Forge shit. Used to do racing maps. That was the big thing, was the racing maps and the obstacle courses. And there's this thing that I loved in Halo 3 particularly, Trash Compactor. It's where one guy just sends things down a hole and gets shot through a gravity cannon. It's just a bunch of grav lifts turned sideways and it just throws things at people and you have to try and dodge it. I love it. You get gravity hammers to knock things away from you so you can survive better. And the last man gets to be the guy who sends the stuff down. It's great.
We would play for hours on end every single day. It was amazing. What is it? Who did this?
What were they thinking?
I'll leave that there. Man, that one really pissed me off. I didn't think it was going to hit me that hard. I did not see that.
Oh, it's going to get worse
until just there. Like, I've seen it. I didn't see that clip. That was woof. Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof. Woke is still very much alive. It absolutely is. And that's proof of it right there.
And it's getting worse.
So, Asha, 343 is going to...
As in, it's literally, like, getting worse. Like, the woke stuff used to be attractive. I didn't like it. But it's getting uglier and uglier. And it's running worse and worse and losing more and more money. But they keep spending more and more. I don't get it.
Going to die, right? I mean, if I was Asha Sharma, like, I legit...
Sell it.
I would be on the phone to, like...
Sell it or give it to a different company.
Before this game came out. Because I'd wanted advanced access looking at...
Oh boy, if Obsidian can turn things around, I could see them getting Halo.
I'd be like, give me the fucking person that said that this is Cortana we're going with. I want to know who that is. They're fired now. Like, get them out. I don't care. I don't care how much experience they have. I don't care how good they are at doing other shit. Fuck them. They're done. That is something that cannot fly in this. Like, bye. That really pissed me off. I don't know if you guys get very frustrating. Very frustrating. Anyways.
I wasn't pissed off about it. I knew it was going to be this way. Actually, it didn't turn out as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's still pretty fucking bad.
Well, if you paid for early access, you can now play Halo Campaign Evolved, which, like an idiot, I got before it came out because I have some friends that I used to play this with, and They were excited, so I picked it up, and I very much regret
Your
it.
friends are retarded.
After seeing some of the changes that have been made to it that they didn't even announce, as far as I know. From what I saw, this was just going to be a better-looking version of the first Halo campaign.
I'll give it to them that they changed the library, and it was pretty cool. But why the fuck did they change the library? If they're going to change the library, change the whole game. Otherwise, keep it the same, dude.
Campaign. Oh, no, it's not. They've added things. There's some prequel missions, and they've also added in
I don't know nothing about them.
I
know about the character.
Very mannish girl boss looking woman. You know, we're talking about super feminist Marine here, which I have to ask, what the hell is the point of that? You know, why do we need this? Was there a reason to add that in? They can't help themselves. This is another distraction from a game that didn't need it.
I think a lot of this stuff happens because people get high on their own supply, you know? They're sniffing their own farts. They're like, oh man, yeah, I'd love to have this thing in the game. I'd love it so much. I want to put my mark on it because I'm so much better than the original developers.
Right? What a joke. And people are pissed. They're pissed at more than just this woman character. It's more than that. There's other changes. Cortana, she's nowhere near the baddie she used to be. She's had a little bit more of a modern update. I kind of expected that one. And compared to other things, she's actually, in my opinion, not that bad. But there's some problems like changing the seats, and the Covenant can't even hit you when you're in a Warthog. All you just can do is keep changing seats. It's kind of a disaster. And the early access is a disaster. I don't know what it's going to look like next week when the game actually launches, because right now we're in early access. So for, I think it was $60, you could unlock it and play it now. Yesterday, actually, by the way, when it unlocked, the the game was broken. Nobody could play it on PlayStation. You had to.
How about that?
You had to log in and link your account to Xbox, but you couldn't do that because PlayStation's down or something. So much for that bright digital future, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, this is a sign right here. So here's the Steam charts. And, you know, yeah, I know the game's out early. The real numbers will be next week. But this isn't a good sign.
It's going to get worse.
This is a terrible sign. And you know what? I'm willing to bet it ain't going to be much better. Now, maybe it's doing good over on Game Pass. I don't know. I wonder how well it's doing on PlayStation. So, you know what? This is some karma then. What the fuck were they thinking? Here's some of those changes. I want to show you some of this. So here's Cortana. Now, this is just a zoom in on her face. The body is nice.
The face, man.
I mean, she looked better before, but I don't think this is that bad. You have to see the
It's better than the Halo TV show, I'll give it that.
whole picture, right? This is just a zoomed in one. But this shit, this is
that's ridiculous.
exactly what you think it is, right? And, of course, she's the baddest one of them all. There's a scene of her just sitting on a pile of bodies and shit. She's rude as hell to Master Chief because, of course, she's big, bad.
And also, she's an ODST. I'm pretty sure there were no female ODSTs. Well, they're going to retcon it and be like, well, this one was badass enough that she got to be an ODST. She was just never mentioned before. Like, give me a fucking break, dude.
Vagina Marine, right? She got to be the best. What is with that? Oh, we're going to put it ugly. And she is ugly. Mannish. Big.
You can't have a character that's prettier than me.
Abby looking. Last of Us 2.
Looks worse.
Whatever the hell.
It looks like Abby at age 45.
Gender this is. Character in the game. We're going to make her very unlikable. Nobody wants this. Not even women want this, by the way. Women don't want this shit. Men don't want this shit.
Lefties want it. The leftoids want it because it pisses everybody off that they don't like, and it destroys culture, so they fucking love the shit out of it, and they pretend that they actually are going to love this game forever.
Nobody wants this shit. But yet they insist on putting this in every Western game. There's a woman like this in Gears of War E-Day, too.
You know why they do it? It's because people on social media tell them to do it, And the people criticizing it are just labeled as haters, which are just the normal people. So all you got is the toxic positivity, which is just fake. I know this for a fact because they ditched all of their marketing that they were doing in favor of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars every few months on content creators and social media. And it's all fake.
I saw that. Or whatever they're calling the new one that's coming out. They just can't help themselves. It's like almost a middle finger. Fuck you, you'll buy it.
That
and I
literally
touche.
is.
I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I regret it.
Yeah,
'Cause
I keep telling people, man.
I didn't know they were putting like shit like this in the game. I thought we were just getting a reskin. So
You should have known.
I screwed up, and it sucks because
Can't refund
I
it now.
haven't picked up a new game in a minute. I've been playing a lot of retro shit, but I was like, well, I'd like to play with my friends.
Yep,
We had a
that's
great
how
time.
they get you.
We're going to get the band back together and do some legendary run. No. So maybe I can convince them to refund it. But I don't know. I played like 2 hours of it. I don't even know if I can fucking refund it now.
I think you can.
But I'll tell you what. Here's the good thing about early access, right? All of this is out in the open now. Everybody is seeing it. Everybody knows what's going on. And now, guess what? A lot of people are probably going to save their money and not pick this up. You know, I can recommend something to all of you that are listening to this. That would be the Master Chief Collection because it works. It took them a long time to get that thing working too.
And as multiplayer.
I still play the Master Chief Collection.
Me too.
I have it on Steam. Every once in a while, I like to fire it up, play some multiplayer.
Yep.
I'm a big Halo fan. Was a huge one. Not so much anymore. The last two sucked shit. Was it Infinite and 5? I hated those. But 1, 2, 3, Reach, and even 4. I have so many hours logged into those games. Bought an Xbox.
I did not like 4, but I will tell you that it is the best one out of the non-Bungie Halo games, besides maybe Halo Wars, but I don't count those. I didn't play Halo Wars 2.
For Halo.
Spartan Assault, get that shit out of here.
Sad to see how Bungie has fallen. It's sad to see how Halo brand has fallen under 343, who, by the way, changed their name to Halo Studios. It's like they're sweeping shit under the rug just to do the same trash again. So right now,
But worse.
Halo Combat Evolved Remake hits early access with fans.
Because I'm pretty sure Halo Infinite, the actual Halo Infinite, not the multiplayer, was not woke at all. But this one is. It got worse.
And debates, Cortana, Halo, Xbox, all these things are trending right now. And they're not good. They're not good PR, by the way. It's mostly people dunking on it, which deservedly so. Like, here's a little clip that's been going kind of viral. Nice little meme. Let's watch it, shall we?
I'm Lieutenant Williams, Tiger Company.
You don't seem as impressed as the rest of your crew.
No, Sergeant Major, I'm not. Takes more than fancy armor and a good PR campaign to impress me.
That's
She
her
sounds
talking
so
about
old.
Master Chief, by the way. You know, the Spartan, the living legend, the guy who has done amazing things and conquered just legions of enemies.
But he's a toxic masculine male who gets pushed by the military propaganda.
Is looked at
That they
as
hate.
a
They hate
hero.
the military.
No, she's not impressed. Of course she's not impressed. She's badass ma'am. She's the he-ma'am. Of course she's not impressed. Who's better than this bitch?
Not bad, Spartan.
I'm almost starting to believe the propaganda.
Holy shit. Yeah, this is it. Look at her like she's the queen, dude. And I hate Western gaming.
Queen of
This is
the
why I like seeing
rodeo.
Western gaming fall. Because it's just full of these fucking weirdos who think
The Queen of the Rodeo. If you know, you know. It's Alice in Chains.
that this is what
Look
they're-
it
you know,
up.
they don't care if you want it or not. They're just gonna shoehorn it in.
Nice work.
Thanks. Spartans aren't the only badasses in the UNSC.
Right. Yeah, Spartans aren't the only badasses. This is why you're in the position you're in, Xbox. This is why you're in the position you're, among other things. But Western gaming, man, I don't feel bad for any of y'all because of this kind of shit. But, you know, this is what you get. This is what you get. You get trending today's news, and everybody is making fun of what you did. Just about every post is about this stupid, dumb, whatever she is, middle-aged lesbian or whatever. Like, everybody's dunking on it. And I think it's great. You're going to have some people come up and you just don't like women. And I don't like these women. Absolutely.
You just want a goon.
Don't like these women. Same reason nobody likes Supergirl. Nobody
Yeah, I'm sorry you can't goon to this character.
wants a nasty feminist bitch as their hero. What
You know,
a joke.
all I say to people that say shit like that, I just say good luck with that. And then they continue to crash the fuck out, and then I give them a thumbs up. Dude, they hate it so much whenever you don't give them what they want,
Joke, dude.
which is to
So
piss you off.
deserve it. You deserve it, Xbox. This is
Yeah.
what you get. I see a lot of bad reviews for it too.
Yep.
So-
and I see a lot of goyim just fucking eating it up. Bunch of people who hated it, and I'm just like, bro, we fucking told you. Stop. Stop this. Stop buying into this shit. Did you not learn your lesson with the Odyssey, with Supergirl, with literally everything that's been coming out? Have you not learned your fucking lesson yet?
Oh man, this could have been amazing. This could have been awesome. You could have brought in a lot of Halo fans. Maybe you still will, right? I don't know. It's insane, man. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, if you didn't see this coming, you might be retarded.
This month has been an absolute nightmare for Sony, but it is a disaster of their own creation.
Yeah.
After announcing that
They're in a hell of their own creation.
they were killing off physical games, they have been getting absolutely wrecked and ratioed
Get dunked
on
on.
social media. People are
Suffer
canceling
bitch.
their PlayStation Network subscriptions, and today we are seeing mass backlash over the fact that PSN is down, so people cannot play certain games, buy games, and they are now getting destroyed again. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, when they announced that they were going to be killing off physical games, they clearly had expected backlash, but they also thought that like the Xbox layoffs were going to take a lot of heat off of them. People would be discussing that. They were probably hoping that other companies were going to stumble, but gamers have not let up. And now, several weeks later,
Yeah, also, what do you do whenever you just get into the company and you got this this product that hundreds of $1 million went into, and it's already finished, and all of this bullshit's in it? Like, what do you do?
we are seeing the PlayStation Network go down. Everybody is pissed off at them, and really, all I can do is point and laugh because they deserve what they are getting. We need companies to actually learn to listen to us again. Sure, they currently feel like they are on top of the world and they can do no wrong, and there are plenty of people out there who are not interested in buying physical games, so they feel like it doesn't really affect them, but they need to understand.
Ooh. Yeah, I see a lot of people that are like, well, physical games are out. Digital games have been the future for 20 years. Digital games used to be better than they are now. Used to, you get the digital game, and it was on your hard drive, and that was it. You could play it online, you could play it offline. I was talking to somebody earlier, they were playing Outer Worlds 2, and Xbox servers went down, and they got kicked out of a single-player game. Like, is this seriously what you want?
That people are not going to just continue to blindly support them forever. They are going to lose sales, they are going to lose customers, and people are going to respect them even less. If we are truly headed towards this all-digital future, things are going to need to change, and we need to be the ones to demand changes. We need better consumer protections. We need the DMCA to be rewritten, and these companies are not going to implement the changes that we need until they are forced to. I always say,
I'll accept the all-digital future if we get DRM-free files that we can move around and copy, do whatever the fuck we want with, make our own physical editions. I'll be cool with that. I'll be cool with the all-digital future. Like single-player games offline again.
that we need to look towards the government for regulation as a last-ditch effort.
And they won't.
Stop Killing Games started popping up,
Yeah, the government is going to side with the corporations because the corporations have all the money. I mean, like, technically, we have all the money, but we give them the money. So they have all of our money. And they're going to side with them every fucking time. They would rather just let it all burn down and collapse because the people who run the corporations don't actually care about anything but themselves getting more and more money. And if it burns down, then oh well, they'll move on to a different company or they'll retire. Doesn't matter.
said, well, I'd rather the government not start to regulate video games, but at the same time, this is much larger than just video games or entertainment. This is digital goods in general. Your books, your movies, your shows, your video games, your software.
Oh, speaking of books, I just yo-hoed so many books.
Manuals, all of that needs to be protected. And because we've all been talking so much about physical games being killed off by PlayStation, another very large issue has slipped under the radar. I had talked about this several months ago. That video will be linked down below in case you're interested in hearing the details. But towards the end of the year or the beginning of next year, it is being reported that PlayStation is going to require age verification to use certain systems in their games. This was from 3 months ago, but a new email from Sony Interactive Entertainment revealed a new age verification requirement for PlayStation users to continue using communication features. So unless you put a credit card in the system, you take a photo of yourself or provide a ID, and you actually prove that you are a adult, you are not going to be able to use text chat features, voice chat features. You're not going to be able to go into lobbies anymore of multiplayer games and talk to.
Are they gonna just like outright lock out children? Because what if some parents don't mind it? Sony's just gonna parent your children for you? Dude, I fucking hate all this. This age verification shit is so stupid. Because it's like, well, parents are complaining that kids are being groomed and radicalized and all of this. Okay, well, that's up to them. And if they fuck up, guess what? Arrest them. Arrest the bad actors who are just letting their kids do whatever the fuck they want, rather than punishing everybody else who is doing right. It's so fucking insane how we keep doing this. Because, you know why? It's easier to punish the innocent than it is to charge the criminals.
To strangers and talk to other people. And they say that the initiative comes from the goal of providing a quote-unquote safe, age-appropriate experience for players and families while respecting their privacy. And this is a big problem because once you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. All of these companies are implementing age verification features not to truly keep kids safe and to keep people safe. It's to collect your information and for mass surveillance purposes.
Not just that. It's so they can decide what you can and can't do. For instance, what if they decide that you are a right-wing MAGA chud and they don't want you to be playing their online game? They'll just lock you out.
These companies don't give a fuck about you or your kids. They care about controlling you and monitoring you. That's why they want online-only games. They want you to be online 24/7 to monitor your play times, monitor your account history, monitor your store browsing history.
You've been playing for too long today. You should take a break. And then you can't not take a break. They force you to.
Your purchases. They want to see everything you are doing at all times. They want to collect your information and probably sell it, but they want to constantly surveil you. Why do you blindly trust a company like Sony? And this is why I have been hammering away at them, because they are scummy, just like so many of them. But getting back to the topic of PlayStation being garbage, now the PlayStation Network is down.
That's another thing. They want to keep all of your information and track you and shit. And maybe they'll promise they're not going to sell your information. They're going to lock it down. They're not going to give it out to anybody. And then they get fucking hacked. And then all of your information just gets out there anyway.
It has been down for the entire day at this point. And this does mean that you can not access the store, so you cannot buy certain games. There are games that, of course, are live service and online only that you can no longer access. There are very big problems here, and it just highlights the issue with digital-only games. So Sony's PlayStation Network services have been offline for hours today. Right now, when I'm recording this video, it's been about 8 hours, but we are closing in on 9, leaving fans unable to play some digital games. Unsurprisingly, impacted users have been left pointing to the benefits of physical copies just weeks after Sony's bombshell announcement it will kill PlayStation 5 discs. PlayStation services began to disappear for some users around 8:30 a.m. Eastern this morning, around the same time as an alert from Amazon Web Services that multiple AWS servers in the US West 2 region were facing connectivity issues. Despite the problem being marked as resolved around an hour later, players report continued experiencing issues in the hours since and in countries outside of the United States too. And yesterday, the Xbox services were having major issues. Seems that there is potentially a bit of a connection there. Who knows? But
and then they were completely fucking down all day.
You can see on the PlayStation status page
This is an older video I'm reacting to.
Services they offer, like account management, gaming and social, video and direct, are having
2 days old.
outages, and then the PlayStation Store is completely out for a lot of people. So yeah, during a time when you are trying to convince us that digital only is good and your services are going down, meaning some people cannot access their purchases, yeah, that is not going to sit well with your potential customers. Now, there are many posts about this circulating. I know I myself had made a post on this, which I will read some of the comments here, which a lot of people are pointing and laughing.
A lot of
people are also...
Dude, the last fucking 3 videos I watched, they're just talking about a lot of people.
Furious. Some lawyer needs to start a class action lawsuit, make PSN and Xbox Live pay customers when they can't use their games. This is going to make the conversations around getting rid of physical media go a lot smoother. The one with the disk drive. We'll be right back. Oh, so they're going away from both physical and...
I saw some people huffing some copium. They're like, well, I got to just sit on my porch and relax for a little while and just enjoy life. So that's an upside. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Digital. There are some people that are like, most disc games still need PSN. And it is true that there are disc games where you do still need to be connected to the PlayStation Network.
I saw a lot of people also, there were a lot of people that were also saying, well, my games were working just fine. I didn't have any issues. Yeah, no shit. Not the entire thing went down. Not everybody's games went down. And also, you probably hit a window where your area was fixed for a little while. You just happened to be one of the people that didn't get affected, because it didn't affect everybody.
And you still need to be online. And
but
of course, on the flip side, there...
you can have that. Well, it didn't happen to me. It never does. Until it does. It's like people that are talking about, like, Muslims aren't raping me. Okay.
There are some digital games where as long as you have downloaded it, you can play it offline. But there is still a large amount of games in the middle where you can't play it at all right now, which is a massive fucking issue. It doesn't matter if it is 1 game or 50 games or 100 or 1,000 games that you can no longer access when these services are having an issue and they're down. That should be unacceptable. That shouldn't be the reality. If I buy something, I should be able to play it whenever I want to, wherever I want to, however I want to. Not, oh, well, you can't play this thing you purchased right now because you can't connect to the PlayStation Network. Here's
Which is
another
so
post
stupid,
about
man.
it where plenty of people are saying,
remember the days when you didn't have to worry about the actual network and the games themselves ran their own servers? Remember that?
play has limits. Physical media never had a server status page. Excuse me while I go back to my 30-year-old saved games. Pushing an all-digital future, and they're not even able to support it. Dear digital-only user bootlickers, pointing and laughing. PC players and console players saying, fuck Sony, and consoles are obsolete now. There's absolutely no point to get them. I think that we are only going to see this backlash continue to rage on.
It's
and
going to get
honestly,
worse.
I am happy about it because I want people.
Imagine when everybody is online, when it's all digital, these hacks, these server shutdowns, these problems are going to get worse as prices continue to rise, as data centers continue to be built, as wars rage on. That's going to be the biggest problem that people aren't thinking about, is the wars, and people are going to be attacking each other's servers, each other's services, like Amazon. They power so many things. Of course they're going to be under attack during war. And as the wars get worse, the shutdowns are going to get worse. They just don't get it because they are goyim.
People to understand that these companies do not care about you. And I want people to understand that you cannot blindly support companies or creatives because while their job is to make money off of you, yes, the industry is very different than what it once was. You actually had people that were passionate and talented and cared about their customers, but now
those people were deemed problematic and were either kicked out or they were pushed out.
These CEOs are walking away with millions of dollars every year, and they don't give a fuck if your purchase is inaccessible as long as they got that initial money out of you. And that's why if you have a criticism, you need to voice it. So yes, right now the PlayStation Network and their services are having some major issues. Hopefully this gets fixed pretty quickly, especially going into the weekend when tons of people are actually trying to play their favorite games and new games that are going into beta like Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. But this is another perfect example of why we need physical media. And of course, I'm going to end this video with saying, fuck Sony.
I saw that they they have a patent now for an all-digital controller. It's just a touch controller, man. We're not making enough money. We have to kill the physical games, and we have to lay so many people off and raise our prices so we can make shit that nobody wants that barely works. And they're releasing a fighting stick, like an arcade fighting stick for fighting games. We don't need that. Whenever you are basically burning money and then you build something like that and then you have the Sony tax, come on, man, what the fuck are you doing?
If you are a massive corporate publisher, your entire business model relies on a single idea, controlling the narrative. Every year, multi-billion-dollar companies spend hundreds of millions of dollars on fancy trailers, heavily orchestrated marketing campaigns, paid creator sponsorships, and strict review embargoes. The end goal is simple. Make every launch feel like an unmissable moment so that millions of...
Dude, Xbox spends like $400,000 every 3-4 months on content creators to push their products, and all you get is toxic positivity. And you know what happens when you get too much toxic positivity? You get a whole bunch of toxic negativity. You get people that give games 10 out of 10, you get people that give games 0 out of 10, and there's no nuance anymore. Because all of the, in quotes, haters are actually just the people that are criticizing it. All the people that give things like 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, they get lumped in with the 0 out of 10. And it's just so bad.
Players buy in at full price before anyone realizes what state the game is actually in. On almost every single gaming platform, that strategy works. On consoles, player counts are completely hidden, star ratings are vague, and negative community sentiment is almost impossible for a buyer to see in real time. Then, there is Steam. Within minutes of a game launching on Valve's store, the marketing illusion is shattered. You get real-time concurrent player metrics, an open graph, a breakdown of exactly how many hours a reviewer spent playing before writing their opinion, and a global color-coded score that instantly tells the world whether a game is worth its price tag. Publishers hate this level of transparency. For years behind closed doors, major
because they can't manipulate people. They can't trick people with the choice supportive bias. Link down there in the description, check it out. It's a Wikipedia article.
companies have tried to pressure Valve into turning down the light, asking them to
Fables, you can't trust Wikipedia. Yeah, I know. But fucking read it, because sometimes there are some things that are actually worth reading from Wikipedia. When it comes to political nonsense, sure. When it comes to using it as an actual source, sure. But whenever you're talking about ideas, whenever you're talking about concepts, Wikipedia is pretty good at that. And if you don't trust it, check the sources that are listed for the Wikipedia article.
hide player numbers, suppress negative feedback, and dial back the features that give buyers real leverage. Valve has repeatedly refused. New industry survey data and market analysis reveal why publishers are terrified of Steam's transparency, how these metrics dictate what you actually buy, and how Valve's refusal to hide the truth is reshaping the games industry. For a long time, developers and publishers understood that bad reviews hurt sales, but nobody had quantified how much power a Steam review score holds over a consumer's wallet. And
they want official reviews because the official reviews will skew because of social media clicks, and they get pushed in the algorithm whenever they're positive because algorithms don't like to push negativity. So all criticism being labeled as negativity don't get pushed, obviously, unless there's too much, like on X. See, on Threads, you don't see the negativity very often. On Blue Sky, you don't see the negativity. On Reddit, you don't see it. It gets downvoted and, downvoted out of existence. On Facebook, you get infiltrators who just want to shit all over you anytime you have any criticism.
Until recently, a massive study published by Game Discover Co. measured how store page transparency directly alters purchase behavior. The findings confirm that Steam reviews are not just a nice extra feature. Out of thousands of surveyed PC gamers, 72.5% regularly check reviews before spending a single dollar, with 40.5% stating they always read them. Only 2.5% of players ignore player reviews entirely. The real damage though happens when a game's aggregate score.
I don't mess around with those player reviews. I don't give a fuck. I will check to see if people that I like said something about it, and then I'll get it.
Drops below the top tier. The survey broke down how buyers react as an all-time rating degrades. When it's mostly positive or lower, 20.3% of
I love how all the people who bitch about the economy being so bad buy every AAA game full price and even at a premium for extra bullshit, and they pretend it's good, but they want to talk about the economy's bad. Yeah, sure, buddy.
Players become instantly less likely to buy it. When it's mixed or lower, that number jumps to 30.8% of players. When you combine those figures with baseline hesitancy, landing a mixed score means roughly half of your potential customer base immediately treats your game with deep skepticism. Game Discover Co.'s historical data tracking of hundreds of launches shows that while an overwhelmingly positive score supercharges long-tail conversion, dipping into mixed causes wishlist to sales conversion to drop off a cliff.
If I see overwhelmingly positive scores for games, especially on places that aren't Steam, I question it. I question it hard. Like, why is this overwhelmingly positive? Is it actually good, or is it being review bombed? And it's usually because it's being review bombed.
It isn't just the overall score doing the work, as over 80% of players pay direct attention to the recent review score. So if a game launches poorly, breaks in a patch, or adds predatory microtransactions, 32.9% of players will pause and dissect recent negative feedback before buying. Players did not point to subjective takes. The number one response by far was identifying bugs, performance drops, and technical flaws. As one player noted, "I only check to see if have people report bugs and to see info
Yeah,
on performance more than for the quality of a game, which Valve recently allowed players to attach their specs directly to the review. But review scores aren't Valve's only transparency measure. Valve has another massive layer, which is their mandatory generative AI disclosures. If a developer uses generative AI for art, audio, or text, they are required to flag it right on the store page. Data analyst Sulco Harrow conducted a massive census of over 53,000 Steam releases spanning over 3 years. The data reveals two realities. First, AI game production is exploding. By mid-2026, roughly 1 in 3 new Steam releases, 31% have an AI disclosure badge, up from just 7% when the policy launched. AI flagged titles account—
That's another thing. If you like, say you make a post for social media, like an image post. All right. So what I'll do is I will screenshot like something from IGN. Let's use that as an example. A post from IGN, and I want to put text at the bottom of this image post, having my opinion or explaining what's going on even further. Right. And it's just blank background. You got an image, and then you got my text. I will plug that into AI to make it look better. And people will shit all over it. They'll insult me, say that I'm just posting AI slop, but then they turn around and they're playing these games that are actually AI slop. It's so fucking pathetic.
Account for 60 to 90% of all growth in Steam's monthly release volume. Second, players are actively avoiding them. Hero studies showed that an AI-flagged game hits a modest tier of success, defined as gaining 100 or more reviews, roughly equivalent to 3,000 sales at only 55% of the rate of non-AI games. Despite making up a third of all new launches, AI-disclosed titles account for a tiny sliver of total platform revenue. They dominate the zero-review, long tail of games that nobody ever plays. Their average review score sit consistently lower, averaging around 77% positive compared to 81% for human-made titles, with the gap widening significantly on higher-priced releases. The Game Discover Co. survey data confirms why this happens. When asking players how they feel about the AI store tag, 31% of Steam fans view the disclosure negatively, and 8% state they will flat out refuse to buy any game with that label. On top of that, only 17% of players trust that developers are being—
I don't mind if somebody's using generative AI for things, even if the whole fucking game is AI. If it's good, man. But most of the time it's not, especially from AAA slop.
fully honest about how much AI they used. By baking AI usage into a mandatory public disclosure, Valve has created a real-time quality filter. The moment a low-effort game slaps generated art on its store page, well, their conversion numbers fall and the game vanishes into the abyss. But because transparency gives players immense power on Steam, major publishers have spent years looking for ways to break it. The clearest example of this surfaced when reports broke via insider sources detailing a quiet campaign led by Ubisoft. Following multiple underperforming launches, Ubisoft insiders revealed that the publisher had directly approached Valve, asking them to restrict or disable public concurrent player count data. Why?
Holy
because
shit.
tools like SteamDB, Steam Charts,
They want special treatment because they want to be able to manipulate people.
hook directly into Steam's public API, exposing live concurrent player statistics to the entire world 24/7, with Steam also having their own player count charts across the platform so gamers can always see how the top games are performing. So when a large publisher spends hundreds of millions of dollars to launch a game and the peak player counts are barely a few thousand, they can no longer just hide behind fancy trailers and say the game was a success. Players have the data right in front of them. The insider stated that Ubisoft was one of several major publishers trying to pressure Valve to lock down the API so they could control the narrative and present a cleaner picture to shareholders. Valve's response was a firm refusal. The API remains completely public today, and this was not just some random incident. When publishers realize they cannot convince Valve to hide platform data, some just try to manipulate it themselves. Back in 2018, publisher Incel Games ordered its employees to write fake positive reviews on Steam to bump up their store score. Valve's response:
Isn't that illegal?
was immediate. They caught the manipulation, banned the publisher entirely, and
Oh,
removed
fuck.
their entire catalog from the
Damn.
platform. So when publishers complain about organized review bombing, Valve will listen sometimes. But instead of removing user reviews, they build data-driven tools to contextualize them. Many times when a developer would report reviews to Valve asking them to remove them, a common Valve response is that they believe that data is important for players to know. Valve has introduced graphs to highlight sudden review spikes. They also built automated systems to flag and isolate off-topic outrage periods, and implemented localized language review scoring so non-English review bombs don't distort the default view for other regions. But throughout all this, players can still see all the data, even when the system flags a time period for off-topic review.
Yeah, I like it whenever reviews are based on, you know, the area that you're in, because sometimes games don't work in some areas. Sometimes they work better. Sometimes they're just flat out not available, even though you're still able to buy it. It's fucking ridiculous. Like Helldivers 2, for example. I think it'd be great. Like, America should have their own review system, and like, I don't know, the Philippines should have their own review system, and I shouldn't be able to look at I shouldn't be able to have to look at the Philippines reviews if they're having issues, but everybody else is not.
It's not like they're all just deleted.
That's not what it would be for.
Read through them to see what players are talking about. Valve's philosophy is consistent: refine the data, but never hide it from the buyer. But to understand why Steam's transparency is unique, you only have to look at where major publishers prefer to operate.
That's why they're on
console
top.
marketplaces like the PlayStation Store or Xbox, player counts are kept secret. You cannot open a third-party tracker to see if your favorite multiplayer game is dying. User review scores are reduced to basic star ratings with little context, and refund policies are notoriously bad compared to Steam's automated 2-hour 14-day safety net. On the Epic Games Store, user reviews were deliberately kept off the platform for years to shield developers. Even today, ratings rely on an opt-in randomized survey prompt rather than an open public form. These closed ecosystems serve as publisher safe havens. In a low information environment, marketing dollars do the heavy lifting. A publisher can launch a broken or under-delivering game, collect millions in pre-orders and day one sales, and shield the real player response behind closed doors for weeks. Steam breaks that model entirely, and that's why you see top gaming executives constantly complain about these transparency features. By combining user reviews, concurrent player charts, and mandatory AI disclosures on a single store page, it forces a strict market rule. If you want long-term success on PC, you cannot rely on hype alone. You have to build a game that holds up under public scrutiny. The latest survey data from Game Discover Co. and market research from Salka Hero do not reveal a hidden secret. They quantify the exact system players rely on every single day. When 72.5% of players regularly check reviews, when a mixed rating scares away half of your audience, and an AI tag instantly lowers your conversion rate, the platform acts as a harsh quality filter. Publishers will likely continue asking for less visibility. They will push for fewer public metrics, quieter review systems, and more control over product pages. When you go to a game's Steam page and check the reviews, the top ones are the highest rated by actual gamers, whether it's positive or negative, not just what a journalist was paid to say. So by keeping the numbers open, Valve protects the most valuable asset any storefront can have: consumer trust. When players know a store isn't hiding broken games, dying player bases, or low-effort assets, they buy these video games with confidence. Steam's refusal to hide the truth might frustrate corporate executives, but for
And honestly, it's great and all. I actually kind of don't trust Steam. I trust Steam right now, but I don't trust them in the future, so I don't just buy games on Steam. I buy games on GOG also, because I'm afraid that Steam is going to get shitified eventually whenever Gabe dies or something, or he retires and hands it off to somebody else. So I got GOG. I might get into itch.io because I don't know anything about that platform. And I know that they were pushing back against the age verification stuff, and they were pushing back against, you know, the payment processors.
For millions of PC players, it remains the single best feature on the entire platform.
Yeah, Steam, man. I fucking love Steam. So what I do, the new games that I buy, I get them from Steam. The old games I buy, I get them from GOG. Like DOS games, stuff like that. Yeah, GOG, that's the place to go, man. Or like the Xbox 360 era games. Like, I don't have Fallout New Vegas on GOG yet, but I will probably get it eventually. But I don't really want to give Bethesda any more money.